Hello children, today I am going to teach you lesson things around us. In this particular lesson, we are going to learn the various characteristics of living things and at the same time the various kinds of interaction occurring among organisms and between different organisms and the environment. Now see, there is a large variety of things present around us. The world around us is made up of both living and non-living things. The both are made up of matter because they occupy space and mass, and we all know that matter means what? Matter means any kind of object which occupies space and have mass is known as matter. So these living things and non-living things, they both are made up of matter. Living things made up of cell, and at the same time non-living things made up of atom, and both these things they occupy space and have mass. So these living and non-living things, they are considered as matter. All living things inhale oxygen gas and exhale carbon dioxide gas when they respire. So these are some of the characteristics. Now briefly we are going to learn the various characteristics of living things. Number one is that their body structure. First of all, body structure, structural organization. The bodies of living things are made up of cells, which are the building blocks of the body, and it is the smallest living structure which we can't see with our naked eyes. In simple language, you can say that cell is the structural and functional unit of a living body. Okay. Next, living things, their body may be made up of either one cell or maybe many cells. Those organisms whose body are made up of one cell, they are known as unicellular organisms. Only one cell. You just imagine it. A cell itself we can't see with our naked eyes. That means that organism which is made up of only one cell. How small is that particular organism? For example, amoeba, paramecium, euglena. And at the same time, those organisms whose body is made up of more than one cell is called a multicellular organism. For example, human beings, lion, cat, rat. Okay. Next characteristics, living things can move. Living things can move from one place to another in search of food, shelter, etc. Now, move, in this case also two type is there. One is called locomotion and another one is called movement. That means any motion in a part or whole of the body is called movement. Any motion in a part or whole of the body is called movement. And when the movement is from one place to another place as a whole, that is known as locomotion. That is known as locomotion. Next characteristic is living things can respond to the surrounding. In scientific term, it is known as stimulus. An organism reaction to stimulus is called response, and in this case our sense organs, our whatever 5 sense organs are present in animals, they all are playing a very vital role in this characteristic, stimulus or response. Living things can grow. Living things can grow. Suppose that from a small seed to a big tree or a plant, or a human being from a small baby to a big man or a woman. Next characteristics, living things can excrete. Living things can excrete means removal of waste product from the body, and the process is known as excretion. All living things can excrete. Living things can breathe. They are going to take in oxygen and leaving out carbon dioxide. Living things can respire. Living things can reproduce. So these are some of the characteristics of living organisms. So in the next class we are going to proceed for the next topic. Okay, thank you.